Delta State Governor Sheriff Boyowori has directed the immediate intervention on the failed Masuga-Ogara portion of the Warri-Benin Highway to ease the hardship faced by thousands of motorists and commuters on the busy federal road. The directive was announced by the State Commissioner for Works, Highways and Urban Roads, Ruben Izeze, following weeks of complaints by road users on social and conventional media over the poor state of the highway. Although the Warri Benin Highway is a federal road, the commissioner explained that the state government could not fold its arms while commuters suffered long gridlocks, delays, and safety risks on the roads that is vital to economic activities across the South-South. He stated that the governor ordered remedial work to restore traffic flow and improve safety on the affected section pending a full construction by the federal government. The wife of the governor of Delta State and founder of the You Matter Charity Foundation, Tobore Oborewori, has reaffirmed her commitment to improving the lives of children living with autism and other special needs through sustained healthcare and humanitarian interventions. Speaking during the second phase of the You Matter Charity Foundation's free medical outreach held at Eku Baptist Secondary School in Ethiopia Federal Constituency, Oborevori said every child, regardless of physical or developmental challenges, deserves access to quality health care, education, and opportunities to thrive. She explained that the outreach provided free medical consultations, medications, wheelchairs, assistive educational devices, and other essential support materials to children with special needs, noting that the initiative was aimed at restoring hope and improving the quality of life of beneficiaries and their families. The governor's wife stressed that beyond the medical service and donation, the foundation sought to reassure parents and caregivers that they were not alone in the journey of caring for children with special needs. Our next report x-rays the Delta State government's free healthcare program for pregnant women and children below 5 years under the state's health insurance program with focus on its impacts, coverage level, and sustainability.
The
Cynthia
free
tells us
maternity
more.
care program was introduced to improve maternal and child health by ensuring that pregnant women have access to essential health care services before, during, and after childbirth. Many expectant mothers describe the initiatives as a welcome relief, saying it has significantly reduced the cost of antenatal care, delivery, and other maternity related services.
I've got good experiences. They teaches us well. They encourage us. That's why I always come here. They have been nice to us. They are good nurses. I've not had any encounter, any challenges that will make me to stop coming here.
Despite the benefits, some patients expressed concern over increasing number of people accessing the program, noting the program is open to both Delta to benefit from the service.
Yes, in as much as you are living in Delta State, whether you are from Taraba, you are from Patani, any state, you are from Edo, living in Delta State and you are pregnant, you happens to register here, it's free for you.
Healthcare workers acknowledged the importance of the program but noted that the growing number of patients may require additional medical personnel, more hospital beds, improved equipment, and a steady supply of essential drugs to sustain quality healthcare delivery. Despite these challenges, many residents commended the Delta State government for its investment in maternal health care and called for continuous improvements to ensure the program remains effective and sustainable.
In my unit, the challenges I'm having is the influx of patients coming in are much, no personnel, as no manpower to handle it. If students are not posted here to assist, the day they will not be here, we find it difficult to achieve our aim that day. So I would like the government to put more effort to recruit more manpower. In local government level,
Patients will be so many that there's not enough space for them to stay, to sit. Some will be standing outside there. So we need a permanent canopy, both at the back and in the front. Then another one, we have a mini lab here. and we have lab scientists. So we need the lab to be well equipped because these are scientists and they are ready to work. So if the lab can be equipped up to at least to a reasonable standard for them to really give out what they have gone to school.
The free maternity care program has brought hope and relief to many families across Delta State. As patronage continues to grow, residents believe that expanding healthcare facilities, strengthening the workforce, and providing clear information on eligibility will help ensure the program continues to deliver quality maternal healthcare. Reporting from Asaba, Cynthia Adanaya.
The Central Bank of Nigeria has retained the country's monetary policy rate, also known as the benchmark interest rate, at a 26.5%, despite a recent decline in the nation's headline inflation rate. With inflation easing to 15.91% according to the National Bureau of Statistics, many Nigerians are asking why the Apex Bank choose to maintain the current interest rates. Again, Cynthia Adanaya completes the report.
The monetary policy rate is the benchmark interest rate used by the Central Bank of Nigeria to influence borrowing, lending, and spending across the economy. Although inflation has moderated in recent months, the central bank says global economic uncertainties, persistent food price pressures, and other inflationary risks informed its decision to retain the rate at 26.5%. Some economists believe keeping the interest rate unchanged will help sustain the gains recorded in reducing inflation while preserving investor confidence in the economy.
The 25% monetary policy rate in the face of declining inflation is justified on the ground that one of the major challenges facing the Nigerian economy is uncontrolled increase in prices of goods and services, which you refer to as inflation. So the idea actually is to ensure that inflation does not get out of control, because we have a lot of money in circulation outside the banking system.
However, business owners argue that the high interest rate has made access to credit more expensive, limiting business expansion, investment opportunities, and job creation.
If they can actually just reduce the level of interest rate in applying for loans, like if you want to access loan as a businessman, the interest rate should be reduced.
Residents also expressed concern over the high cost of living, saying they hope the decline in inflation will eventually translate into lower prices for food, transportation, and other essential goods.
If inflation is dropping, is going to impact directly to the prices of commodities. That is the basic truth. Take for instance, if I buy fuel for 800 naira, even if I'm a farmer, the price of my goods will come down because it affects transportation. It affects basic needs.
Many Nigerians call for policies that will stabilize the economy, improve purchasing power, support businesses, and ease the financial burden on households. While the central bank believes maintaining the current interest rate will improve business activities and a better standard of living. Reporting from Asaba, Cynthia Adanaya, Dott TV News.
Thank you very much, Cynthia. Moving on. The Chief Judge of Delta State, Ferry Zadai, has ordered the release of 9 inmates from the Agbo, Ogwashuku, Wari, and Sapele custodial centers following a review of 1,061 warrants as part of the ongoing effort to decongest correctional facilities and promote the speedy administration of justice. Speaking to journalists during the visitation exercise, Justice Dyer said the release were based on the legal advice from the Department of Public Prosecutions, Delta State Ministry of Justice, which confirmed that the affected inmates had no case to answer. According to her, 413 warrants were reviewed at the Ogwashuku Custodial Center, leading to the release of 3 inmates, while 295 warrants were reviewed at the Wari Custodial Center, where 5 inmates regained their freedom. At the Sapele Custodial Center, 151 warrants were reviewed, resulting in the release of 1 inmate. She also reviewed a case of 6 juveniles at the Sapele Remand Home Children Correctional Center. Justice Daya disclosed that 196 warrants were reviewed at the Agbo Custodial Center, but none of the inmates met the condition for release. Meanwhile, the Delta State Police Command says it has arrested 22 suspects and rescued 2 minors during an intelligence-led operation in drug dens across Ozoro and Abraka. A statement by the police spokesman, Bright Edafe, said the operation carried out on July 21 led to the arrest of 19 males and 3 females for offenses relating to the sale, possession, and distribution of illicit drugs. During the operation, operatives also rescued 2 minors who were found in a suspected drug den allegedly operated by their father. Edafe said the children now in police custody will be handed over to the Delta State Ministry of Women Affairs for appropriate care and safeguarding, while investigations into the activities of the suspects are ongoing. The Federal High Court, sitting in Abuja, has sentenced 3 men to life imprisonment after finding them complicit in Justice Salim Ibrahim delivered the sentences after Abdulrazak Umar, also known as Abu Khalifa or Abu Khalid, Yunusa Musa, also known as Yunusa bin Musa, and Shamsu Adam Musani, also known as Abu Itiza, pleaded guilty to some counts in the federal government's 10-count charge against them. The trio had been arraigned on Thursday to face charges spanning terrorism, kidnapping, concealment, incitement, and illegal mining. During the arraignment, they were admitted withholding information about those who masterminded the school attack and confessed to belonging to Darus Salam, a group identified as an affiliate of Ansaru, an association banned in Nigeria as a terrorist entity. All 3 entered guilty pleas to counts 4 and 6. Umar alone additionally pleaded guilty to count 7 through 10, which accused him of training and instructing terrorist recruits through a WhatsApp group called The Oneness of Allah is the Foundation of Peace. Meanwhile, the Department of State Services say it will appeal the life imprisonment of 3 men arrested by the Department of State Service for their role in the abduction of school pupils and teachers in the Orire local government area of Oyo State. The DSS is not satisfied with the verdict, arguing that the sentencing is not commensurate with the crimes committed in Orire. It cited the beheading of 2 teachers by members of the terrorist organization involved in the abduction. Justice Salim Ibrahim terrorist organization concealing information on the kidnapping and inciting through religious ideology. Coming up shortly on the news at 4, NAFDAC begins nationwide crackdown on alcoholic drinks in sachets, small PET bottles. We also have foreign and sports stories all coming after the break. Please stay with us. Of Asaba, where the street tells the stories every single day.
From the corridors of powers to the decisions shaping governance and politics in Delta and Nigeria.
From traders counting every naira to families battling rising costs and uncertain times.
From football pitches to sporting successes to the major developments making the headlines all over the world.
And from the untold human stories, the struggles, victories, resilience, and hope of the everyday Nigerians.
This is the news beyond the headlines. Dott TV News are your trusted window to stories that truly matter to the people. Here, we don't just report events, we tell the human stories behind them.
Thank you for still being there. Now to the rest of our stories. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has commenced a nationwide enforcement operation to remove alcoholic beverages packaged in sachets and PET bottles below 200 millimeters from circulation. This is in line with the federal government's ban on the production, importation, distribution, sale, and use of such products. In a post on its X account on Wednesday, the agency said the enforcement exercise, which is being carried out simultaneously across the 6 geopolitical zones, follows the closure of non-compliant manufacturing facilities and forms part of the agency's ongoing effort to safeguard public health. As part of the operation, NAFDAC enforcement teams are conducting coordinated inspections in markets, motor parks, retail outlets, bars, and other distribution channels to identify, seize, and remove the banned alcoholic products from circulation. The agency warned that manufacturers, importers, distributors, wholesalers, retailers, transporters, and other stakeholders must immediately surrender any remaining stock of the prohibited products. The Senate has warned all ministries, departments, and agencies in government-owned enterprise that continued failure to honor invitations from the National Assembly will attract sanctions in line with the 1999 Constitution as amended. The warning followed the adoption of a motion sponsored by Senator Sani Musa under Orders 41 and 51 on the persistent refusal of several MDAs and GOEs to appear before Senate committees despite repeated invitations. Present in the motion, Senator Musa reminded lawmakers that Sections 88 and 89 of the Constitution empower the National Assembly to investigate the activities of MDAs, GOEs, and any other organization responsible for the disbursement or administration of funds appropriated by the legislature. To the authority and constitutional oversight responsibilities of the National Assembly. And for the news on the foreign scene, let's now join Ife Arono.
The US and Saudi Arabia have signed a landmark deal that will reportedly allow the Gulf Kingdom to develop a civilian nuclear program. According to the U.S. Energy Department, the deal is a peaceful nuclear cooperation agreement that will provide great access for American companies in the Saudi nuclear energy program. Text from the deal was not made public, but U.S. media have reported that it could allow Saudi Arabia to enrich uranium in the future, which can be used as fuel for power plants, but also to make nuclear proliferation in an already unstable region. Cooperation between the two countries in the energy sector, and noted that it comes after the Saudi leader visited Washington last November. The announcement comes as fighting escalates between the U.S. and Iran. Meanwhile, Yemen's Houthis say they have attacked 2 Saudi oil tankers in the Red Sea as the U.S. launched its 12th consecutive night of strikes on Iran. Iranian state media said 2 people had been killed in the U.S. strikes on Wednesday, and a tanker caught fire in an explosion in a mined route in the Strait of Hormuz. Ahead of the latest round of strikes, U.S. President Donald Trump had threatened to destroy an Iranian bridge or power plant if Iran attacked a ship in the strait and to take care of the Houthis if they blocked Saudi Arabia. This has not been confirmed. Away from the war, it was a normal day for 6th grade student Noor Janat Yusha when suddenly a Bangladeshi Air Force jet crashed into her school in the capital, Dhaka, killing 36 people, most of them children. Within minutes, Milestone School and College, a private institution buzzing with student activity, was transformed into a scene of chaos and raging flames. It was the deadliest aviation disaster the country had seen in decades. Earlier this week, families and survivors gathered to mark 1 year since the incident. Many of them students who say they are struggling to return to normal life, Yusha among them. Yusha was one of more than 160 people who were injured in the crash at Milestone School, and among those at the memorial held at a hospital in Dhaka on Tuesday, where the families of some victims say they are still waiting for answers about the deadly crash. And finally, the BBC is reporting that a police officer who took his own life in May was a violent rapist who carried out a spate of sexual attacks and attempted murders of women over at least 14 years. PC Alan Greer's first known victim was a woman he raped in her home in Glasgow in 2012 after she had called the police to report being the victim of a crime. The woman reported the sex attack by Greer late last year, sparking one of Police Scotland's biggest ever anti-corruption inquiries. Detectives have so far uncovered a further 8 victims, 5 of whom were sex workers, attacked while Greer was off duty. It has emerged that Greer used hundreds of prostitutes throughout his police career, and it is anticipated more victims of his violence will be identified. Assistant Chief Constable Lynn Ratcliffe, Gold Commander for the investigation, said what the inquiry had found was truly shocking. I am Ife Arono, Dott TV News.
Thank you, Ife. And now let's go to In the World of Sports, where we meet Anthony Uche.
Celtic coach Martin O'Neill has cleared the air on the abrupt end of the partnership between the club and Nigerian forward Kelechi Iheanacho, stating that despite the willingness of both parties, the financial aspect has made it impossible for a deal to be reached. Iheanacho joined the Glasgow Giants as a free agent last season, playing a key role in wrestling the title of Hearts and scoring 5 goals from 13 league appearances, as well as winning the Scottish Cup, but now looks set to join Bursaspor in the second division of Turkish football. Iheanacho's departure leaves Celtic in a difficult position in the attacking department as main striker and top scorer from last season, Daize Maeda, is also set for a Premier League move. Still on Nigerian players, Serie A returnees Venezia have completed the signing of Nigerian striker Ako Adams, making him the most expensive signing in the club's 118-year history. The Italian club paid €16.8 million for the Nigerian striker and will pay a further €7 million in add-ons to Sevilla, for whom Ako Adams played a key role in ensuring La Liga survival with 10 goals last season, the highest for the Andalusian outfit. The Super Eagles forward signed a 4-year deal, keeping him at the Lagoon Club till the summer of 2030. On the continent, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has increased the winner's prize money for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations by 100%, raising it from $1 million to $2 million, just days before the 2026 WAFCON in Morocco, where 16 teams will compete in an expanded prize fund has been increased by 67%, $150,000 in participation funding, an increase of $25,000 from the previous $125,000 received. Finally, FIFA has unveiled its official FIFA World Cup 2026 team of the tournament selected by fans, with newly crowned champions Spain and France dominating the 11 with 3 players apiece. Spain's title-winning campaign earned the trio of Marc Correa, Pedro Porro, and midfielder Rodri places in the side. Lionel Messi and defender Lisandro Martinez represent the runners-up in the team, while Golden Boot winner Kylian Mbappe, winger Michael Olise, and centre-back Dayo Upamecano were selected from the French team. England midfielder Jude Bellingham, Norway striker Erling Haaland, and Cape Verde goalkeeper Vozinha complete the 11-man team. From the sports desk, Anthony Uche is reporting for Dott TV News.
Us on all our social media outfits at official Dott Television, or you could visit our website at www.dottv.tv. Thank you.